Hi everyone, this is your real estate expert Lance Mohr, and in this video I want to go over why appraisers are purposely sabotaging the value of the property and killing deals. A lot of you may know that prior to getting into real estate, I was in mortgage banking. I was in it for a number of years, co-owner of a mortgage company, used to look at appraisals and talk to appraisers all the time. So I have a really good grasp on this. But what happened on this one right here, just to set this up, is I have a client that's relocating to be closer to his son, his grandchildren, and he wanted to live very, very close. So this property popped up for sale for $475,000. It was on the market just for a couple of days in Dade City, but it was absurdly overpriced at $475,000. The value really should have been anywhere from about $400,000 to $422,000 based off the comparables. So we knew this, so he agreed. He said, well, let's go ahead and write it up for $440,000, knowing it's not going to hit the mark, but maybe the seller will be realistic and we're willing to pay a little bit more just because we want to be closer to our son. So anyhow, what we did that. So we get the first appraisal in. Now this is the first appraisal that was done. There were two appraisals that were done, and I'm going to go over both of these. I'm not going to go over the appraisal, but I'm just going to show you the value, and I'm going to tell you each one of them, was really done for different reasons on why they're trying to actually ruin the value of the home. So let me go over the first one right here and just tell you this one right here. The problem with this, they didn't even use a property that sold in the subdivision right here, and there were just a lot of flaws if I were to go through this. But this first appraisal came in at $365,000. I mean, really missed the mark. So what happened is we sent an appeal to VA. VA will let you have two appeals. So we sent the appeal to VA. They raised it to $377,000, but everybody was still very upset. So the seller went out and they got their own appraisal on the property, just to sort of show to everybody, hey, it's worth more money. And what we did, I just told the other agent, I said, look, man, the buyer's not paying for another appraisal. It's the seller's turn. So they got one, and then what we were going to do, we were going to give that to VA because they couldn't use the second appraisal because it would have needed to be a VA appraiser and approved prior to going out there. So what we did is we got a second one, and you could see this one right here. It had the property that was right down the street that just sold a month and a half ago, which the other one didn't. They did make an error here on condition. The guy should have put a minus $25,000. He really put a plus $25,000, so there's a $50,000 swing right there, which is an enormous mistake. But this knucklehead brought this one in at $475,000. $110,000 difference than the other one. Now, the listing agent and I just couldn't believe it. We were flabbergasted. So she contacted the appraiser, and the appraiser, before the seller really saw it, dropped it down to $450,000. So what we did is we sent this one into VA, and we told them we know it's an absurdly high appraisal, but the one for $365,000 and even bringing the value up to $377,000 was absurd. So what ended up happening is he looked into it. The gentleman who was the supervisor in the VA appraisal department brought it up to $395,000. But the thing is how do you get one appraiser that brings it in at $365,000 and another one, forget the $475,000, brings it in at $450,000? All right, well, here's the thing. And I know this because I've talked to appraisers about this. What happens is when you're going out and you're buying a property, if you buy the property and you default on the property, certainly within the first few months, but even if it's in the first few years, the file is pretty much automatically going to get audited. And if it gets audited, the two people they're going to look at are the underwriter and the appraiser. So if the appraiser brings the value in low, their butt's covered. They're good to go. But if it's questionable, they're going to get harassed. And a lot of them, it's just easier for them to bring it in low. They don't really care. I mean, they got their $250 or $300. Who cares that they killed a deal, ruined the buyer's dream, ruined the seller's dream of selling their home? It's just a train wreck. But then the question is, well, why would an appraiser bring this in at $475,000 then $450,000? Well, the reason is because they just wanted to appease the seller. And I'm shocked. This is a very well-known appraiser up in Dade City that's been in the business for years. And all he was trying to do is just appease the seller and bring it in. And it's absolutely absurd. You have different reasons. I mean, there's a lot of really good appraisers out there, but it's like anything in life. There's also a lot of really bad appraisers out there. If you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. I would love to hear what you think about this. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this video right here. And let me know what you think about appraisers, or if you've had any bad luck with appraisers. All right. I wish you the best of luck in buying or selling your home, and have a wonderful day.